Thanks to our Scottish heritage, we are oatmeal lovers in this family.
That is very true.
So, what type of things do you like to put on your oatmeal?
I like brown sugar and milk and a boatload of butter.
Ooh, well, today we are going to be mixing in basil, thyme, and tomatoes. What do you think about that?
No, thank you.
Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon, where the recipes are retro and so are your hosts.
You can say that again.
Today we are making a Mary's Memo recipe from August 31st, 1981.
Alrighty.
That was real slow, Carrie, real slow.
I was rolling through. I was like, is it? Is it Mary's Memo from 1981?
Why, yes.
It is.
Yes, it is. It is called Tomato Oatmeal Bread.
Yeah, so I think this is either going to be delish
or
yuck.
Yep.
And then the next question I have is, when do you eat tomato oatmeal bread?
Yeah, with what or...
Not a sandwich bread.
No, because I think Mary says you have to cut it thick or it crumbles all over the place.
Interesting. It's a quick bread.
It is.
So no yeast. Yay.
That's right.
Yeah. So do you have it for breakfast? Do you have a frittata and tomato oatmeal bread?
Can you make toast out of it?
I don't know.
This is really interesting.
Avocado toast on tomato oatmeal bread?
Yes, I'm all for that.
And to pull all of this season's Mary's Memos together in a pretty little package, we could add sauerkraut onto the top.
Yes, not one bit. No, thank you. Well,
I don't.
What makes this recipe special is from Mary's daughter, Mary Ann.
Yes.
And so maybe I should just message Mary Ann and ask her, when did you eat? How did you eat this?
I think that's good. Although I'll be honest, when I read the Mary's Memo, I felt like Mary maybe threw a little shade at Mary Ann.
I thought it was funny. Her actual description of it was, it is unusual but good.
Yeah. The beginning is an interesting quick bread to make. I was like, well... That sounds pretty shady.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like the it's unusual but good because that's how I think of our podcast.
Speaks to me.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing my cool current lingo lately.
Oh.
And so I believe what Mary's really saying is this recipe's no cap.
That's ridiculous. And here's what's the opposite of that. I've been watching this guy on TikTok. I just started following him because he has been talking about Gen X lingo.
Yeah.
And so Mary might have said, this is going to be grody to the max.
Ah, yes. It was 80s.
Yeah.
She would have not said, my daughter's got Riz.
No, or skibbity toilet.
She probably would have said, you think this is Ohio, but it's not.
But it is Ohio.
Oh, look at that. Pun intended.
OM
I don't think that's really a pun.
Oh, but
I am pretty sure she did not say OM gosh.
But Lenny Pickett did.
She did.
Oh my gosh, we call it Elmer Fudd pucker cake. Okay.
Kristen liked that so much that ever since we recorded that, she is 100% oh my gosh.
Totally. OM gosh.
Oh, sorry. OM gosh.
Because oh my gosh, I mean, that's fine, right?
Yeah, but
OM gosh.
It's the best.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're not with me on
that. I hear it a
lot. Okay. So the tomato bread is basically just flour and then all the other ingredients used to make bread other than yeast. We have baking powder, salt, sugar.
Bread. Yeah. So baking powder, baking soda.
Baking powder.
Okay.
And then it has Parmesan cheese. Yum, yum, yum.
Nice.
And it has thyme and basil in it. And then we have to peel and de-seed 2 medium potatoes. No, I can't say words. Potatoes. It's not potato bread.
That's going to be a real interesting bread. I have never de-seeded a potato.
I have never seen the likes of that. We're going to de-seed these tomatoes, and we thought we got medium tomatoes, but as you heard in our last episode, I think they're large.
I think you're probably right.
Maybe 1.5.
So I'm thinking, when you get tomatoes on the vine?
Oh, yeah. Those might be considered 1980s medium.
And in which case,
Maybe one?
One. I don't know. Maybe this one looks a little bigger. Maybe
we'll do the
that
bigger
bad
one.
boy.
Boy, that's wild.
It is. I just that,
the produce has changed. Everything's bigger. Yeah. And we got 2 pies.
So am
out of those apples. Yeah, everything's bigger. Welcome to my world.
All right. So we're going to go, there's a word here, then I would like to use it.
Shrinkflation?
We're going to go shrinkflation on this tomato.
Carrie. And again, the recipe is a portion at the bottom of the left row, and then the rest of it is on the top of the right.
Good news.
Yeah.
You're not going to confuse this recipe with the hot dog recipe or the Hawaiian spare ribs recipe.
Oh, and she calls them spare ribs Hawaiian.
I felt like she should have put a comma in there.
That's right.
Yeah. A little dash.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do they talk about? People of our generation and ellipses.
Oh, yeah. I love those ...
Yeah.
Spare ribs ... Hawaiian.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds real good.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Though. We ain't making that. Okay, so we are going to have to oil the bottom of a 9 by 5 by 3 inch loaf pan.
Okay, so we've already varied from the recipe.
We did vary from this because it asks for oiled waxed paper, and Carrie lost her crap.
I did. I think we've said this before. You don't bake with wax paper because it's not made to bake with, and the wax separates from the paper.
Yeah, and so then we thought, okay,
ew.
Yeah, ew.
And I know this to be true because my husband put wax paper down on a
cookie sheet.
That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have wax melted to the cookie sheet that I can't get off. So I know that the wax really melts off of the paper.
Wow. And so we decided to use parchment paper with Crisco.
Yes.
Right? So I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Carrie agrees. That's a good thing.
I like to be disagreeable just for fun.
She does. Okay, in a large bowl, we are going to stir together the flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar, and the oatmeal. And then the Parmesan cheese, basil, and thyme. So basically everything but the wet.
Did you get the good shredded Parmesan cheese?
No, it called for grated.
Oh, we're going for...
No, it didn't. It just called for Parm cheese. We're going for the cheapy grated.
Okay. It's all good.
You know what? I don't think they had that shredded Parmesan cheese in the bags in 81, did they?
No, you'd buy a block.
Oh, you'd have to shred it.
Yeah.
I don't remember Mom ever buying a block of Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, you don't remember Mom shredding a lot of cheese.
That's true.
My memories of shredded cheese came after it came out in a bag.
Right. Yeah.
So I have a proposition.
Okay.
What if I put all the ingredients together and you peel and de-seed the tomato?
Oh, yeah. That's a good plan.
Measuring crap in a bowl is within my wheelhouse.
It is. And I got the eggs going real loud. Okay, so the eggs are whipped. I'll let you finish that. Here's the milk. And then you can put all the dry ingredients in. And I'll start peeling this tomato.
Do we have a half cup measuring cup?
We have them all. Because you know what? Kristen's prepared. Be prepared.
I was thinking that.
Were you?
I kept it to myself.
Oh, of course you did. Of course I didn't, right? Welcome to our world.
Mm-hmm. We both inhaled simultaneously.
We did. I was going to say something.
Go ahead, do it.
I was going to say, while you are concentrating perfectly, I found this book that was written in the very early 80s, and it was called Manners That Matter for People Under 21.
Oh.
And I thought it would have been perfect for us in 1981 because we were both way under 21 years old. And so it had some really interesting tips.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember that Mom had a book?
She did. It was Emily Post.
Yes.
I used to read it.
Yeah. I remember her saying that she was like famous for manners.
That's right. So this is like the Emily Post for the younger crowd,
yes.
I should say. Yes. So one of the suggestions was how to answer the phone correctly, recommending you don't answer, yeah, what do you want? Because so many people do that. Right. She also had ideas for party themes.
Ooh.
Because, everybody loves a good party theme.
Heck yeah, we do.
Hers were Groundhog Day. Because everybody has a party for Groundhog Day.
Oh, I thought you meant like you just randomly in, January, have a Groundhog Day themed party. No, she's saying on Groundhog Day.
But you could have this other one that she suggested in a random
Any old time you want.
Yeah, it was called Goodbye Cast on My Leg. kind of specific. Maybe you could have had one themed "Goodbye blinding headache for my concussion caused by a kid on a moped who hit me."
I feel like I missed an opportunity
You
there.
did. You did.
Man.
That would have been a really good party.
Kristen, I'm watching you do that tomato.
Yeah.
And I just saw somebody skin a tomato.
Yeah.
And what they did, and I can't believe that I know something
That's
that
crazy.
you don't. I'm so excited here. What they did is they cut the top and the bottom off.
Okay.
And then they cut the tomato in half.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just took their knife and started on one end, cutting it, and then just kind of rolled the tomato
Oh, yeah.
out of
That
its
makes
skin.
sense. Well, that is not what I did.
Not even a little bit.
You're getting what you get and you don't get your fit.
I'm not complaining because I don't have to do it.
It comes off fairly easily, but it's juicing all over the place.
As tomatoes do. All right, what other parties?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So actually, we had like lame other parties like Valentine's Day and stuff like that. But my favorite was the table manners section.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple in particular stood out. Here's one. If some food lodges in your windpipe, try water. What? But it gets better. Wait a minute. Be sure to cover your mouth with your napkin while you try to dislodge it. Because you don't want to be rude when you're dying.
Don't make the international sign for choking.
That's right.
No. Make sure you don't cough that
meatball
out onto someone else's plate.
You better be polite. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
You may die, but you're going to go down in a polite manner. I thought that was...
Don't draw attention to yourself.
No.
As you're dying.
Rude. I mean, what is it? All about you? I don't think so. That's not why they had this party. It's not the all about you party.
No, it's about the groundhog.
That's right.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. Okay, so those were good manners. And then this one would have definitely applied to us in 1981.
Okay.
Don't smoke during the meal unless others do. Smoking while people are eating can make some people lose their appetite. So does snuffing out a lit cigarette and a fried egg.
She got the jokes, man.
Yeah. I don't think she's kidding. That's the scary part.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think she's kidding. No, I don't think she is.
Okay, I have a real table manners question.
Okay.
I know that you should not put your elbows on a table, that's considered rude.
Yes.
I put my elbows on the table all the time. Now, not when I'm eating. I don't put my elbows on the table and then shovel food directly into my gaping craw. But, when you're just sitting there jibber-jabbering, chatting, I'll put my elbows on the table.
I can tell you, I watched this British guy on TikTok, and I mean, he's really like...
I've seen him with his cravat.
Yes, and he's like, eat your hot dog with a knife and fork. Because it's inappropriate to shove it in your pie hole.
Yeah, he's super extra on the manners.
He is so extra. But he said, when you are not physically eating, it's okay to rest your elbows on the table.
What? So I'm not rude?
You're not rude.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Oh, good. I feel a lot better.
Well, I know you're kind of concerned about being rude at the table, so I do have one more tip.
Thank goodness. Oh, I feel so much better.
This is the final one, and I was really, really concerned that you hear this.
Okay. All right, great.
Okay. It says, don't engage in gory or distasteful conversation while eating, such as, and she has examples.
Oh, fantastic. Yep. Okay.
Vivisection, operations, accidents, or animal slaughter.
What's vivisection?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
Okay.
Let's just say, remember when we were in junior high and we had to do frogs? You know what we did to the frogs?
Is it skinning?
No, it's when they're alive.
Oh!
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
And why would you talk about it?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's to see how certain, bodily functions work.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody know.
It's been banned. It's been banned.
Because it's kind of awful.
Well, yeah, so don't talk about it at dinner, Carrie.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah. She's oddly specific.
Very.
I mean, with the party about the broken leg and the make sure you're covering your mouth so you don't cough on anybody when you're choking to death.
She just really wanted to make sure people weren't going to screw up her rules, I guess.
Vivisection is out.
Dang,
what the heck are we going to talk about, Carrie?
I don't know. I got nothing.
I got nothing. Well, that's it for this episode.
Gosh. But she did not mention anything that happens in a bathroom. All of that.
Oh, now that part's fun to talk about.
Game.
Your poops and your peeps and all other stuff.
I felt like we didn't need to be like her and specify. But thanks, Miss Manners.
Yeah, thanks, lady with the 80s manners, for helping all our teens and young adults not talk about vivisection during dinner because because I worry about that on the reg.
That was really what I'd had in mind.
That's funny.
For the rest of this podcast.
I know, right?
I got nothing, guys. So it was
Okay.
good. We'll come back
Yeah.
when the bread's ready.
Yeah, and it might be a while because I'm still skinning the mater. I should have probably followed
vivisecting the tomato.
Yeah, vivisecting the tomato. Totally.
Ah, you're so inappropriate.
Ew.
Every time we cook a recipe, I like to look on the interwebs
Yeah.
and see the recipe.
Yeah, I do too.
It's nice to see other people's takes, variations.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. There's nothing.
Nothing. I could find nothing. But I did, however, come across an interesting search query.
Oh.
You know how they pop up that somebody else must have asked this.
Yes.
You know, and
Right.
it wasn't me, right?
Right.
The question was, can you eat oatmeal bread?
What?
Who asked that? No, it's poison.
I mean, it's
Oatmeal poisoning.
right. Fully edible items. What could it be?
Okay, so after that weird query, people not knowing if you could eat oatmeal bread or not.
I mean, that's odd.
Yeah, what'd you find?
Okay, so before I say what I found,
Okay.
I am measuring in the basil.
Uh-huh.
It is a tablespoon.
I know, I saw that.
That's a lot of basil.
It is. Let's do it.
Very basily.
You know what? It's the opposite of the normal recipes we make.
Well, that's true. It's what makes it so interesting.
Maybe it's because it's Marianne's recipe.
Maybe Marianne's.
Spicy.
Maybe
she's spicy.
I wonder what kids these days would call that.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Certainly not skibbity toilet.
No.
So what would be a good thing?
I don't know. Riz is the only good thing I know.
Yeah, sorry. What would have been something good in 1980s that we would have said that's boss?
Yeah.
Okay, what about fly? That's
fly. Yeah, that's
fly. We should start using this next one.
Oh, boy.
Smooth move, X-Lax.
Oh, gosh.
We should use that at the dinner table because it makes you think about,
vivisection.
Poo, which she didn't say we couldn't talk about.
You can talk about that all you want.
Yep.
You're the one who said poo. I just said bathroom things.
Right. So we can say smooth move X-Lax at dinner.
I was being table appropriate.
Well, so am I. She didn't say we couldn't.
And she was very specific on the other things.
Specific.
That's true.
Yeah.
So when I searched for tomato oatmeal bread, what I got was a recipe for pizza oatmeal.
Excuse me?
Yeah, there was a picture.
It
was tomato orange red oatmeal with a big blob of cheese on the top.
My.
The next one was savory tomato oatmeal.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently people like
savory
oatmeal.
It would be weird because it would take you in a way your brain isn't thinking because I've only ever had oatmeal itself in a bowl sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to add milk to the egg, right?
Yes.
And I have 1 cup here.
Yes.
Can I pour that in?
Yeah. And then oil. You got to do oil.
How much oil?
I don't know.
1/3 cup, I think. Can you see it?
No, I cannot. It says little.
Bring it to your face.
A 1/3 cup.
Okay.
All right. So as I was researching tomato oatmeal bread and all things 1981,
ooh, yeah,
I came across must-have back-to-school supplies of 1981.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't wait to hear these.
Yeah. Okay. So let's time frame it.
Right.
You would be 11.
So what is that? Middle school?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay. So when you were in middle school, other than Trapper Keeper,
right,
what did you have to get back to school?
Oh my gosh.
And these weren't just for middle schoolers.
Right.
What did you need?
I absolutely cannot remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I absolutely could think of a pencil pouch, like a pencil case.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you remember what kind of pencil case you had?
Not one bit.
No, I don't either. I know when shopping with my daughter, they have like big plastic ones.
Yeah.
And then they have little fabric tubes that you zip.
Oh, I've seen those.
I think I must have had a fabric tube because I'll be honest, I love those.
Oh, that's funny.
Like I'm drawn to them far more than a human being should be drawn to a fabric tube pencil holder. But these are the best.
Look how cool these are. Maybe you didn't have one and you always wanted one.
Maybe I did.
Yeah, I do remember the cardboard school boxes that we had. Do you remember those?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and it had a
Yes.
place where you would write your name on it. And the one I remember is it was yellow and there were kids running on the front of it.
Yes. And
Yeah.
by the end, it was where you kept all your stubby crayons
Yes.
that you didn't want to put back in your beautiful Crayola box.
Right. Now that wasn't middle school, but that would have been correct for you. You probably would have had one of those cardboard school boxes.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. And did you organize all your crayons in color order?
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with school supplies and everything to do with the OCD behavior of Carrie. So we would get the big box of crayons.
Yeah.
You know, the kind with the
Sharpener.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And so I would organize the colors. So I would start with black and then white and then go into the yellows, into the oranges, into the reds,
Oh.
into, I don't know what went next. So when I opened my box of crayons,
Oh my.
I had like a beautiful rainbow looking at me.
Oh,
it was
my.
just,
That is fabulous.
it was so beautiful of color, but I hated to let anybody borrow my crayons.
Oh, they'd mess up the order.
They would just put them all in willy-nilly.
That's rude.
I mean, there clearly is a space. Put it back where you got it from, people.
Seriously.
Oh, I would get so frustrated because I'd have to move them around and put them back.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that you were like that.
It was the pleasure of the box of crayons.
That's wild.
In
And
that
mine were
color.
in there willy-nilly, which now does not seem like my personality at all.
No, it seems more like my personality.
Now, I do remember my two favorite crayon colors. Do you remember yours?
No, but yours was like periwinkle or sky blue.
Yes,
Yeah.
periwinkle was one of them. And my other favorite was blue-green. Not, may I say, green-blue.
Oh, no, because green blue was far too green to be perfect.
Yes, blue-green was mwah, chef's kiss.
That's funny. No, I did not have any favorites. I did, though. My friend in elementary school, Jay, her favorite color was black.
What?
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing.
In her mind, if she colored it real hard, it would be real shiny. It was like a patent leather.
Okay.
And she just thought that was beautiful.
Yeah.
But her teacher absolutely had the same reaction you did and was like, oh my gosh, there's something psychologically concerning about this 5-year-old that loves black. And so her mom got called in.
What?
For a conference because they were concerned about her because black was her favorite color.
Hilarious.
I know.
My gosh.
She liked the shiny.
I get it.
Yeah.
She didn't just have a dark soul.
She was not prematurely goth.
That's a great, what a good story.
That's hilarious. Okay, so really I've told us nothing about the back to school supplies. Pencil case, like the most boring of all of the supplies.
Right.
Okay, they had up to the knee gym socks.
In the 70s, maybe. In the 80s?
Yeah, but early 80s.
That's true. We're very much 70s.
Do you remember? And they'd have the big colors.
The color stripe.
In like mustard, yellow.
Oh, that's right.
Or some funky red that wasn't really red.
I don't honestly remember wearing those.
No, I don't think I wore them.
I've seen them in pictures.
Yeah, but they're typically guys.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Casio wrist calculators.
Ooh, I never had one of those.
No, because you couldn't push the button. They looked amazing. It was like having a computer on your wrist.
Oh my gosh.
But the buttons to push were so uber tiny you couldn't actually calculate.
Okay, useless.
Totally, but look.
So was there anything cool on this list, Carrie?
No, just things that you remember. Okay. Manual pencil sharpeners. And nobody wanted the bootleg pencil sharpener that was just the sharp. You had to have the case.
That would catch the shavings.
Yes.
You know what? The kids who had the bootleg one, they just had pencil shavings all in their cardboard school box.
They did, and their desk. Their desk was just
a
mess. Yeah. So I saw like an Instagram video of kids of this day. And they showed them the kind of pencil sharpener that we had in school. And the kids were like, no, I don't know what that is.
Wow.
It's a pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
Do people still have pencils?
I mean, were they not on the walls?
Maybe somebody just put the kids up to it and told them to say no.
Maybe.
Well, I do remember when my daughter was in elementary school, she's in high school now, they did have pencil sharpeners on the wall.
Yeah.
Because I was excited. Like, oh.
Pencil sharpener.
pencil
Do you remember how sometimes if they were mounted too close to the wall, sometimes they would mount them on a block of wood instead because you'd
smack your knuckles.
grind your knuckles against the wall. That hurt.
It did. And I also remember you'd use your little manual pencil sharpener and it just didn't always work.
No.
You'd get like this stubby non-point, and so you had to go to the front of the class.
You did. Do you remember ever going up in front of the class while the teacher's teaching or you're trying to be quiet and cranking it real slow?
Yeah.
So nobody would look at you.
That's right. Because nobody wanted to. Yeah. If y'all could see us, we are pencil sharpening, maneuvering.
All the way.
Yeah. You can't say pencil sharpener without making
Cranking
a little
it,
crank thing. Yeah. All right. That's all I got.
Okay. That's good, Carrie.
That was a decent list, even though you mocked it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
It
Kristen.
was an okay list. It was fine.
Whatever. Moving on.
Okay. Well, let's mix this sucker up. It says we need to.
What does it say?
Read it. I'm getting there. We've beaten the eggs and the milk and the oil to blend, and now we're going to add that to the flour mixture along with the chopped tomatoes and stir until dry ingredients are just moistened. And then we'll put it in the pan and sprinkle with 2 more tablespoons of Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Good. I was going to make a well.
Oh, a well. Fancy stuff here. I'll pour it in for you. Did I get it in the well? I can't see.
Yeah, right in there.
Did I do it well?
Oh, boy.
Okay. I think we ought to stir that up first and then add the tomatoes.
Oh, do you?
What do you think? I don't want them mushing all over the place, do you? Or maybe we do want them smashing up.
Yeah, I'd add them in.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what Mary says to do. Smells delicious. It smells like pizza.
It does. It looks like a beautiful pizza dough, not now with the tomatoes, but you can smell that basil because there was so much.
So much. How much time did you put in?
Just a teaspoon.
Oh, good, because time's really strong.
So it was less.
So just until moistened. It's going to look lumpy bumpy, I think.
I think so.
And we need our tablespoon for this. Let me go get the bread pan.
All right, so I know it says just until moistened, but
you don't want big lumps of flour in it.
It's going to be lumpy anyway because it has oatmeal in it.
That's true.
Sometimes the flour hides in little pockets.
Yeah, you keep stirring. I'm going to tell everybody what I found in the JCPenney, Sears, and Montgomery Ward's 1981 spring and summer catalogs to get an idea what everybody was wearing.
Fabulous.
Yes. This is one I totally remember. I know I had this.
Okay.
They were elastic belts that had these metal loops at the end, and you would crisscross them to make the belt stay on.
Absolutely.
Do you remember that?
For sure.
They were super cool. I think I might have had a rainbow one, but I know other people had green and blue stripes all the way down.
They were very bright. I do, and I remember the rainbow too.
Yeah, very cool.
Yes.
And I saw on the catalog that they were wearing it over a dress that had a waistband. So that's cute. But I think we wore them with jeans.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's pour this in.
I was trying to hold it with one hand and my...
Yeah, it's too heavy. It does not look like bread dough. It looks like
batter.
Like a banana bread batter. That looks so good. I'm excited to try this.
I am too. It smells delicious.
You want to scrape a little more? I don't want to miss any morsel of that.
Oh my gosh. I thought I'd scraped it really good.
Well, we would have been wearing those elastic belts with jeans. Now, I don't think I had any of these, but they were very popular. Jeans that had an embroidered something on the back pocket, like a strawberry or a watermelon or Papa Smurf or something like that. It was all over all 3 of those catalogs.
I don't remember those at all.
I don't remember having them. I remember seeing my cool friends or
do you?
Cool acquaintances having those on their bouteilles.
I don't remember that.
Really? So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And then they had a lot of shirts that had elastic cuffs at the bottom, so you wouldn't tuck it in. Do you remember those?
No.
Okay, so I did find something I'm positive you will remember.
We'll see.
Okay, so they were those purses that had the wooden handles, and the pouch of the purse you would button onto the wooden handles. Everyone carried them in the early 80s. Do you remember those?
No, I have no idea.
No, are you kidding me? Your face looked so deadpan. I was like, are you kidding me? She doesn't remember these.
I'm so proud of myself, people. That was mighty fine acting going on here.
She did great. Oh my gosh, I could throw a punch you.
I loved those things.
Oh my gosh.
And you could get the wood handle like dark wood or light wood.
You could. That's right. And the bags you buttoned on most of the time were reversible.
Oh, heck yeah. And you could get them corduroy.
That's right. I couldn't remember which one I had. I'm pretty sure I had a corduroy one.
I think you had a tan corduroy.
That's the one I was remembering in my head.
And it was reversible with plaid.
Yes.
I mean, but I don't think I really remember.
You're funny. And you could get them monogrammed too.
Oh, but we did not have that.
I don't think we did.
That was for the upper crust.
I did have a red sweater that had my monogram on it, but that was about it.
That.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, but the monogram purse was definitely for the bougie crowd.
Oh my gosh. Those were so cool. But if you had them in church, you couldn't open it up to get something out and then shut it rapidly.
Correct.
Click, clack, click.
It would click.
Yes.
You had to and then very gently hold it. You could also pinch the ever-loving crap out of your hand skin. If you just grabbed it and held it and it wasn't fully closed, it would not that I had any experiences with that either.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that sucker hurt.
That's so funny.
Yep. The only part that I did not like about that purse is so it had a lining attached to the wood.
Right. Yeah.
And it would get filthy.
That's right.
And you would see just how disgusting the lining was. Normally, you have no idea the lining of your purse is nasty.
Right.
Except you take the outer part off.
Yeah.
And so then you'd see.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I am just thrilled you remembered it.
I am thrilled. I gotcha.
You got me so good. Hilarious.
I am.
Okay, that's not working. I'm trying to sprinkle on the Parmesan cheese in a big clump. Maybe I'll just put it in my hand.
Okay, I think we can watch this.
Sprinkle.
I was looking up some quick breads. There's a billion variations of banana bread out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but what I did find is breads in coffee cans. So there's like the Boston brown bread.
Okay, yes. I've seen that in the store. Yeah, I never purchased it, but I've seen it.
And so I thought, well, why on earth would you make your bread in a coffee can?
Yeah, what's the purpose of that?
Pull out your bread tin and go to it.
Yeah.
So apparently a long time ago, back in the day, you wanted to make bread, but people didn't have specialized materials.
Oh.
You didn't have a bread pan.
Really?
And so you wanted to make bread, you had to use what you had. And so you would recycle the coffee can.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and that's why they did it. And I did read a lot of people saying, don't do this today because they coat the inside of the coffee cans now with I don't know what.
Right.
Which will then, much like the wax paper,
you don't want to
bleed into your food.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then there were a lot of people that said, no, I do it all the time.
Oh, gosh.
Now,
I don't want to be that person.
Maybe, in 20 years, we'll hear a horror story.
About cooking it.
Yeah, so there's my warning. I put it out. Don't do it in the coffee can.
You can still buy the brown bread in a can at the store because they have specialized cans for that.
Theoretically, one would hope.
One would hope. Yep. Okay, so this is going in at $3.75. Oh, my goodness. 55 to 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think quick breads normally take a long time.
Yeah.
We have 55 minutes.
What are we going to do?
Okay, so when I was born in 1973.
Start with that. Okay, we'll see you guys in 55 to 60 minutes.
What? But I've got more. So much more.
Bye. See you later. Oh my gosh. I wish you all had smell-o-vision.
It's incredible.
This house smells of Parmesan and spices. It is amazing.
It's better than a pizza smell.
Yes, and it was perfectly cooked. We didn't screw it up.
I know. Can you believe it?
It's golden brown, and then the Parmesan all over the top looks kind of like a crackling type of thing.
I am so excited to dig into this thing. Like, I keep thinking of our idea with like avocado toast.
Yeah.
I am ready. I'm not a big fan of banana bread, so quick bread's not typically my thing.
Right.
But this, I would take this and serve this. It just looks so special.
Marianne did a good job. Oh, look at the inside.
Wow. Okay, I got to take a picture of that.
That is beautiful. You see the little bits of tomato. I didn't cut it very straight, but that's okay.
Oh, then I'm going to take a picture. Everybody get online and judge Kristen.
My slice is awful. And Mary said to cut it in nice thick slices, and I think I kind of got more narrow as I went to the bottom, but that's okay. I'm going to slap some softened butter on this.
Oh, she just got like half of a bar of butter.
all over it. Oh, and it's still
Oh,
warm and it's
man.
melty. Ooh, I
You can
cannot
see
wait.
the flecks of
Oh
basil.
my
Are we
goodness.
ready to shove it in our mouths?
I know. You go first.
Oh, you're the best sister in the world.
This is unusual, and I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, I'm not even a huge fan of tomatoes,
Yeah,
but
me
I
neither.
don't
Not
care
one bit.
about this.
No, I think it's going to be yummy. I cut them up into pretty small bits. There's no seeds, no skin, right? And Carrie is shaking her head. I'm not quite sure what she thinks of it. It's not crumbling to bits, which I thought it would. When I cut it, it's real moist. Beautiful.
It's good.
Is it?
I will be honest, the Parmesan cheese on the top
Yeah.
is my absolute favorite.
I thought you were going to say you hated it.
I
me take a
grabbed
bite.
another bite because I wanted to try it without the Parmesan cheese to see what I thought. It's a little drier than I expected. You definitely want to put something on it, but it's flavorful and tasty. Don't be polite. What do you think?
I love this. And you can whip it up in a matter of seconds. You know what you probably could do? You probably could take a can of tomatoes, drain them real well, chop them real small, and just put what you would consider to be, well, I think she actually says about 1 cup.
It looked to be about a cup.
Yep. To make your life super easy, just get canned diced tomatoes.
Yeah, and then you don't have to peel them.
That's right.
Or
And you can
seed them.
No, and you can just put them on some paper towels and let them dry a little bit and chop them into smaller pieces unless you get the petite diced. Yeah, that would make this even easier.
Oh, heck, I didn't even think of that. You could just get some petite diced.
Yeah.
Throw them in a colander.
Yes.
Rinse them off. Dry them off. Boom.
Bada bing.
Bada bing.
I want to taste some with the Parmesan.
Okay, so I tried the bit without the Parmesan.
Yeah.
Equally delicious. That is really good. I mean, I know that we were kind of half joking at the beginning. When would you eat this? It is savory. I don't know exactly when you'd eat it, but with some avocado toasted.
Oh my goodness.
Holy moly.
I'm going out to the store and getting an avocado right now.
That would be the best breakfast ever. I mean,
that would be so good. This would be good with chili instead of cornbread. It has that kind of grit like cornbread does from the oatmeal and that grated Parmesan.
Anything Italian.
Oh, yes.
Anything. Because it is so Italian flavored. It's just really just a slice.
Is lovely. You know what our mom would do? Put a piece of cheese on that bad boy.
Provolone.
Ooh, provolone would be good. I think even like an aged cheddar or really anything.
It's tasty.
It is just delicious. And I would definitely recommend eating it warm so the butter melts all over, because if you have to kind of scrape the butter on, it's probably going to crumble.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm ready for us to zip it so I can get another bite.
I know, right?
Yeah. You'd take this somewhere.
I would totally take this somewhere. It's delightful.
People would be pleasantly surprised.
Yep. I don't think you're going to be able to slap meat and Miracle Whip on this and have a sandwich.
Oh, by no means.
Right.
No, it is not sandwich bread. It's a quick bread. Yeah, for sure.
Delightful.
But tasty.
Oh my gosh. We done good.
We made it through a recipe without screwing it up.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mary. And thank you, Mary Ann.
Heck yeah. Thank you for being the spicy daughter.
We are very, very glad to know you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And your bread.
Yeah, very much so. This was great.
It was.
That's it for this episode. We are so glad that you joined us. If you're still listening, then you most likely do find us unusual but good, just like this recipe.
Or, quote, interesting.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Be sure to mark your calendars for our next episode on November 18th. We are going to make something incredibly delicious, maybe even more delicious than this bread.
Yeah.
And it would be perfect to serve at your Thanksgiving meal. Do not miss it. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to Mom's Wooden Spoon. If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. If you want a copy of this recipe or to see the pictures and other items from this episode, go to our website, momswoodenspoon.com. If you'd rather, check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Pick your poison. Don't say poison. We're making food. Well, that's it for this episode. We are so glad you joined us, and I bet you're glad you joined us too, because yum, yum, yum. I'm going to start again.
No. Keep going.
Because that was great. That's it for this episode. For this. One more time. Crud.